Shiva, Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala.
Namaste, Jai Shankar. Jai Shankar, welcome to Satsang. Thank you for being here. How are you all doing today? So, I was just, this came to me, one of Swamiji's sayings. Bring your perceptions to the level of consciousness and feel it from your soul. So what does that mean, So we have to look at the subtler levels of consciousness, subtler levels of conscious living, actually, right? So what does he mean by that? So we are doing everything, we are in the Jagat, we are in the path of enlightenment, freedom, all of that. And everything, that is presented in your life is for your own evolving. So in our perspective, we may think it's not so good. This is not so great. Why is this happening to me? All of that. But what he means by that is that every moment, if you are conscious, we talked about conscious living, super conscious living. So even in the conscious living, we have to look at everything. We have to go to the subtle aspect of life, of that which is presenting in your life these days, right? Because if you're not doing it consciously, then what happens? We miss the boat. Meaning, we're just very careless about things. We are not aware, because the awareness is within you at every moment. But are you aware that it's present? Are you aware of its presence in your life? So when you start becoming conscious of yourself, your environment, your life, I'm talking about the Samvit sadhakas, right? We are in the Samvit, life, and it's a divine life. We have chosen this path of freedom. And for some reason, deep within your soul, you feel like this is what has to be done in this lifetime, right? Before that, maybe we were not so awakened. We went through all our lifetimes doing whatever. But in this lifetime, something within you, deep within you, is calling to awaken your infinite reality. Though it's very there, predominantly it is there, very much present. But do we know it? Do we see it? So what is actually the soul or the Atman? Right? It was coming to me so strongly that day. I've never spoken about it. We assume, right? We assume that soul, we know it's consciousness, Atman. So before I go into that. So how do we live like consciously, Forget about super conscious. Are we living consciously? Because only 6% of the time we are actually human beings are living consciously. Imagine if we live maybe 50% of the time, we will be superhuman beings, really. And what I mean is, I'm not saying we are going to become superhuman in the phenomena of the world. I'm talking about our little path of realization. It becomes so much easier. The path becomes easier once we have experienced the self within us, the Satchidananda within us, and we are absolutely confident, humbly confident, that we know the reality is within us. We know that awareness is within us at every moment. And from that podium, if I may say so, we start conducting our life from that space. You know what I mean? If you are not conducting, I'm assuming all the sadhakas been with us for many years or whatever. And even if those who have joined recently, you're catching up really fast. So from that space, when you're conducting your life, everything beautiful only will happen. And suppose in that beauty also, you're conducting your life very well, but some kleshas has to be released. So you're getting some bumps on the road, or you're getting some punches, whatever it is. Okay? As long as you're able to subtly see it, what is that I have done to create this situation in my life? Okay? So that's where I'm telling you to go subtly, because some of you are still experiencing the difficulty, experiencing and also missing beautiful opportunities for evolving. You know, I'm saying it very kind of gently and not pointing fingers, but you will know who you are I'm talking about. For example, if there's an opportunity to attend satsang or a retreat or something, and something really drastic comes up in your life, if your intention, your pure intention is your freedom, okay? You mean to say God is not going to take care of the problem that arose at that moment just before satsang or just before the retreat? That's what I'm saying. That means you're not confident, there is no Sharanagati. Yeah, some Sharanagati is there. Is there complete Sharanagati? That's what I'm asking. If there was complete Sharanagati, you will be just giving up everything, internal renunciation. And when you do that, automatically, that which one you were worried about, or some situation in your life, oh, I can't come because this has come up and I cannot come. You know, the thing is, so much happens in the universe for God to align that in your life, to bring that into your life. Right? It's a very rare opportunity. And then you just take something, comes up, a bump on the road, and you say, oh, well, I can't really, this is something, this is my dharma and I can't take care of it. What I'm saying is like you have to arise above that dharma also. Even that dharma has to be given up. Are you prepared for that? This is where we fall short. That dharma also has to be given up. So that's where I'm saying. So when you go to the subtle, levels of consciousness, you will realize when you're simply tuning into that awareness, even for a moment, folks, you will realize what has to be done. Because of attachments in our life, we fail to do what has to be done in the moment to achieve, that realization. So you have to go deeper and simply witness your life. What exactly am I doing? What am I really feeling? This brilliance, this effulgence, this magnificence within my being? I'll say every moment, but it's okay, I'll give a discount. At least like very vibrationally feel it several times in the day. And other times you'll be doing something very, mundane, maybe going to work, whatever it is. It's all fine. I'm not saying don't do it. But while imagine the impact in your life if you are able to see that, with awareness when you're conducting your life with mundane things. Life becomes very beautiful. So, like asatoma sadgamaya. So what I'm saying is if you don't go to that conscious level, you will miss that asatoma sadgamaya. From unreality to real, right? From untruth to truth you want to come. Tamasoma jyotirgamaya. How will you come from darkness to light if you're not looking at all of this with you have to really look at it like a microscope. Take the microscope, look at your life. What is that I'm doing? Why is my life so blah? And you have to do something about it. That's where the great masters, for them, completely, all bets are off in their lives because they just don't. Why like that? I'm giving the discount for the great masters or the realized folks because all bets are off. They can do whatever they want. Is because they're already in Sharanagati 100,000%. They've given up all their freaking life, the puny little life. They've given up to serve us. Okay. So then all bets are off. They have choices in the sense they can just do because they're flowing with the, with the awareness. They're flowing with God within their heart. And that God within their heart, which is the Satchidananda, completely supports them, guides them, and takes them forward with no hesitation. So, how will you bring your life to that state of consciousness? How long are we going to sleep and how long are we going to say, oh yeah, it's like, a little bit of like procrastination and laziness or not being aware at that moment, And I'm not saying like sometimes it'll come to you that this has to be done here and now. And that's also prarabdha karma, the good karmas. If you've done things in your past lifetime and all that, you will be doing that more. But why I'm saying that is you're all sitting here, sadhakas today, taking time off from your, life and you're sitting here in this satsang. That's why I'm saying, the self is pushing you to come to that realization because you have to choose, you have to make that as your pure intention. And in my humble life, once I made it the pure intention, regardless of what happened around, if everything just fell apart around me, okay, there's not even a me anymore, but I'm saying around you, then, but you're chosen this thing, everything just takes, just starts flowing. I mean, it's hard to believe, right? Because some of you are going through very, very tough times. I see in the Jagat also so many people going through like a lot of hardships, physical, mental, emotional, also financial. Now you're in this earth, okay? This is not going to be hunky-dory. It's always going to be some problem. Never a dull moment in this one's life, okay? There's always going to be some issues or something. What is your state of being at that time when this repercussions come about, or the situations come about, or challenges come about in your life? Who are you at that time? That's all I'm asking. Who are you at that time? Do you feel confident, okay, this is all something, the kleshas or the vasanas or the karmas are coming up to be released. I will be okay because I am the Satchidananda. I am that truth, awareness and joy. So if that is always present, the awareness that is what you are, because that's your true nature. It's not anything else. Your true nature is not going and becoming adept in, getting a medal for something, or if that's your thing, it's okay. But, you're sitting here. If you sit here, then I will disturb you. You have to be poked and you have to be prodded and you have to be disturbed. And some people don't even like the disturbance. What can I do? If you don't like to be disturbed, why you're sitting here, I mean, the thing is that the truth has to be spoken, because we have to awaken ourselves here and now. Not keep it for tomorrow, not keep it for maybe next year or something. Why? Right now you're the Satchidananda. You're the truth. That is the reality, has been spoken in several times, several ways for 9 years. Right? So, going back to, I'm becoming very kind now, going back to all the situations you're going through, I understand more than anybody because I've been there and done that. Okay? So it is very tough to rise above it. But what I'm saying is, if you can draw the strength from that effulgence within you, that is the Satchidananda at every moment, even though the body is falling apart, even your environment is lousy, whatever, if you just take one moment and simply connect with that energy source. Okay, don't even, I'm not even saying you believe, you just have to believe it, because you have to have Shraddha and Bhakti, you have to have faith. If you don't have faith, then the path becomes very difficult. You have to have faith in the Guru Principal's words, because they have been there, done that, and they have risen above. You have to have faith in the great masters, otherwise we cannot go forward. Okay, so what is your soul? What is that from where the effulgence arises? So going back to what Swamiji says, all that he's saying is you become very conscious. It's like conscious living we talked about so many times. Be conscious of feeling the effulgence of your soul at every, your perspectives or your perceptions. Okay, because why he's telling you look at the perceptions is because we all have different perceptions. That's why they say life is illusory, because your perspective is not the same as mine nor the other person. Okay, so you have to kind of strictly look and say, you know what, just let me drop all of this nonsense and let me look at the truth which is predominantly present this moment. And what is the truth? It's pure silence. It's serenity. That's it. So simple. So simple. There's nothing to it. But from that complete silence arises everything. Arises the world, arises all the phenomena, everything else. So if you go to that nothing space and realize that in this moment, okay, you will go to the nothing space only after realizing that you are the Satchidananda. And that is, that's invoked every moment. And you realize, and you know, you are very aware of that awareness within you. Now it's like the bestest friend ever, the Lord residing within you and conducting your life. Swamiji always says the conductor is sitting at the dais and conducting your life. Are you prepared to be conducted? You know? Oh, no, 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 not yet to be conducted. You are afraid because we don't know what the conductor is going to, which tune he wants you to play. You're not, you know, you're ready with your violin or the saxophone, what you don't know, oh, what tune is he going to play. We practice the whole bunch of tunes, but which one is he going to do today? You're afraid, and you know, so you're not going to go with the conductor. You know, you have to. You have to. So that's what I'm saying. You have to look at that awareness within you and say, okay, Sharanagati, I am surrendering to that infinite within you. That's God within, outside, everywhere. There's only God. God created everything. He is in every leaf, every stem, every bud, everything. So how do we get rid of this suffering? By looking at this, you know, very diligently and momentarily saying that, you know what, just for this moment I feel. If you just look at it for one moment, you'll feel very peaceful. Instantaneously the peace will come. No doubt about it. Not only the peace will come, you will also be given suggestions as how you can change the freaking life. I'm telling you from personal experience. And people around you may not like it. Oh well, excuse me. You know what? You have to be that, like that. You have to take the challenge that way. Otherwise, you're just an oos sitting there and trying to, just walk on eggshells or do your life or do whatever. I'm just telling in general, and you can take it, according to your way. What is presenting in your life? You know what I mean? So you have to become very strong. And how you become strong is completely, even when you are very inefficient in this process, you have to, all that you have to do is become a child of God and say, you know what, Shambho, or whatever God, Jesus, whatever. What are you praying to? It is only that consciousness within you, residing right this moment. You say, okay, I don't know anything. I'm not capable of doing this. I am just surrendering to you. Because for me, I mean, if you ask me, surrender is the easiest path. You can do the self-inquiry and all that. It's not a problem. That's also very beautiful. For me, Sharanagati was complete. The moment I came, this one came to that complete Sharanagati, everything started arising to test me, to say, oh, are you in Sharanagati? Because this big boulder is going to come and fall on your head. Are you in Sharanagati? Oh, let it come, so what? So the boulder is going to come and it's going to crash my brains and my body and everything, and I'm going to be obsolete. Are you at that state of just chopping your head and allowing the ego to be chopped off? You're not, right? That's the problem. So literally you think about this. One day we're all going to die. The physical body is, time bound. It has to go one day. Everything has to go. So why then the masters are talking about enlightenment, freedom, moksha, is because as a Jivan Mukta means the one who is, Jiva is the manifestation being living on this earth in total freedom, not attached to any of these processes, and yet being very brilliantly unattached, brilliantly beautiful and happy. The true happiness arises only at that time. Not when you have these little attachments of this and that. And I promise you the world will not like what you're doing. That's why they say enlightenment is very rare. Because the mothers will not let the sons go to any gurus because they know they're going to lose them. How long this drama you're going to play? See, it's just an analogy. The mothers losing the sons. It is an analogy. Take every part of your life. The husband losing the wife losing the husband, losing the children. Every relationship has to be chopped internally. I'm not saying outside. Don't talk to me because, I'm doing this great, thing stuff. It's called moksha, path of moksha. So I'm not supposed to be talking to you. It's not like that, I know you understand. I'm just being naughty today. You know, inner renunciation. Dridata means that like complete steadiness within you, that unshakable reality. This one talks about all the time. So when you're that unshakable reality, whatever is presenting in your life will be like just passing clouds, bumps on the road. So what? So when you come to that steadiness, then you'll be able to flow with the vibration of God. Not your vibration, not the manifestation vibration. You'll be able to flow with God's vibration. With God as your foundation. And where is God? That's within you. And if you ask about the soul, what is the soul? Where is the soul? How big is it? Have you ever contemplated that? Some say the soul is infinite. It's infinitely huge. It's impossible to be that because it's the soul is in every cricket, in every little frog. If it's infinitely huge, it cannot be. It's in your own soul. I mean, this soul or the Atman is within a human life as well. So how is it? So that's not thing. So if you take a strand of hair, you probably all know this, but if you take a strand of hair and you cut it into 100 pieces, okay, it becomes very, very tiny. Okay, now you take that one tiny piece and cut it into another 100 pieces. Okay, it's like a speck or something. That is your Atman. That's how small it is. But what makes your entire manifestation effulgence alive, talking, walking is that speck, is that Atman, is that source, is that soul. So, they've done all research. This is not like, the science also have realized when the neuroscientist or something, she was like brain dead and they were trying to repair her brain and they put her in this cool thing. I mean, I don't know the details, but I'm just telling. They put her in this shut down the brain, completely put her in the cooler because it has to be completely frozen for them to do the repairs on her brain. And so, but then she had a near-death experience where she knew everything. At that process when the brain surgery was going on, she saw everything. Where the surgeons were sitting, who was sitting in the room, everything was seen. Okay, what was it seen by? That Atman, that soul, which is always alive and still there. Once the soul leaves the body, you are dead. Okay, nothing happens. So from that soul, if you can just, get understanding of that divine, amazing, like drop, it's infinite, but it's minuscule. You know what I mean? And it's a long word which is both attached. I cannot say it. So you don't have to know a whole lot of knowledge. As long as you pick up on what is being said, the essence of the true knowledge, then you become the essence. Once you become the essence, simply your life is going to be flowing. Some of you are in that beautiful space. Some of you came for the retreat where it came to that beautiful seeing of that space and became stabilized in that at that moment. The moment you left Ma and you left the group, you were back a little bit down because you were back in your jagat, in your world, doing your stuff, which is okay. But the integration, for the integration to happen where you don't drop at all, you have to constantly be in that state I'm talking about. Being in that conscious state where every moment you are watching and you are aware. And once you come to that state and that becomes this unshakable reality, then everything becomes a flow and you don't sit and say, oh my God, I have to watch myself. It is simply a flow. Then life actually begins to become very beautiful. You'll chop heads, you'll do this, you'll do, whatever it takes, because you're in that space, okay, that Satchidananda is there and it's doing everything for you, for the manifestation. Because why? The manifestation has been dismantled, has been dropped, completely finished. So I hope you can go deeper into the state, because folks, there's no time to waste. Because once you go deeper into the state, also you'll be getting some challenges. But at that time, we will be able to rise above the challenges and not get so perturbed, not get high blood pressure, all of that, the worldly diseases, Actually, if you just take any time you have a challenging situation, if you take this one moment to see what is your true nature, you will immediately go into this blissful state. Because you see the unreality of the situation that is arising. And when you cling on to the reality within you, Mrityorma Jyotirgamaya. Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya. So from Mrityu, from death, you turn to immortality. That's when you become immortality. You have immortality on this earth, here and now. End of story. End of all the stories and perceptions of our mind, perspectives of everybody. And you are going to get a little bit of backlash from the world, from your family, from friends, from everybody, because they'll say, oh, he used to be so helpful. Now he's in his own world. I think he's just losing it, he or she. But it's okay, because it is more important for you to be in that state of losing it and just go deep within you to see where is this effulgence. And I can promise you will see that magnificence within you, which is incomparable to anything in this world. Even the best relationships, whatever it is, I just, because I'm not speaking from a book, I'm just speaking from that which is arising within this one. Right now and at all times. So if you can be at all times like that, what is that you need? And all of your needs will be taken care of. You don't have to do anything. All of your needs will be taken care of. The reason there is always scarcity, because you are saying, I have to do a little bit more. Why? You surrendered to God, it's His business. You know what I mean? If you're truly surrendered to God and your Sharanagati is 100%, whose business it is to take care of you? Is it your business? No, it is Ishvara's business. Ishvara meaning that infinite reality within you will take care of everything, because He has only initiated this life for you. And if you have to do the best in that life according to His will, why are you bothered? He will just simply conduct everything and make everything happen. And if it doesn't, he'll say, oh, well, this was a mistake and whatever. At every moment, you will not be perturbed. That's what I'm trying to get to today. There's no perturbance in your life. There's only Shanti, Shanti. It's always peace, always Shanti. The environment around you, somebody that day asked me, what do you mean by environment? Environment in a private or something. Environment around you, meaning like, your very close family, friends, the clubs that you go to, the libraries that you go to, every environment in the Jagat. Everything is conducive to you becoming dismantled. But are you looking at it? Dismantled in the deeper sense, I'm saying it can be both meanings. I say dismantled, it's looking, the ego coming up to smack you so that, to sabotage you so that you're away from the path. That's one thing. But the other dismantling really is when you're dismantling, saying that I'm no more this body, mind, ego. I'm no more that stuff. The moment you know you're not the body, then everything is simply flowing. So bottom line, do not get attached. Number, very important, always witness and come to that seeing that you are the Satchidananda. Every moment just keep on telling yourself till it becomes second nature. Because that is your true nature. It's not even second nature, but it must become just a flow. And once it becomes a flow, you are finished. As of now, with all of the kleshas of the body, are you not the Supreme Reality? Are you not the Self? Are you not the Eternal One? You are, right? This moment. So I hope that you could go deeper. Everybody who's all over Europe, everywhere else, outside of San Diego, outside of Dublin, outside of tuning in, please remember these words. And anything you need, please, text us at the satsang, send us an email at the satsang. Seva team will reply to you. Any questions you have, any feedback from satsangs also, like after the satsang, you can give us feedback so we know that, okay, we have talked about something, self has talked about something that helped you, right? It's very important so that we can go deeper. Suppose you're stagnant in one state of consciousness, it's very hard to go deeper. And this one picks up everything, even if you are remote, right? Why all of this talking is happening is because somebody there in the group has to hear this. So any questions, please, relevant questions to the path of enlightenment, please send and I will personally reply. Okay, and it may take a couple of days, whatever. But please always keep in touch. It's very, very important. Because till you are like, like the fisherman catches all this fish in this big net. And one fish is struggling, saying, I'm going to get out of here and be free again in the ocean. And then struggling and struggling and struggling. And there was one little tiny hole in the net and it just went. So till that happens, right, you are under the care of the Guru principle. And the masters will give you anything, and even prepared to give their lives for you. Why? Because there is nothing left for them. Everything has been surrendered. Everything has been dismantled. There's no manifested state or anything like that. There's no name and form or whatever. See what I'm saying? So just follow that deeply and you will come to that stability of realization that you cannot just move out of it. Because it's such a spectacular place. It's very simple. I'm not saying you're going to have your mansion and you're going to have your Jaguar and all that. Because you have given up all of that, only you are in this beautiful state where anybody will give up anything to be in that state. When they look at you, So even through a picture, like one of my close friends was telling me a couple of days back that, Sharda, your picture is there, and every time people walk in, of course I've kept it in a very secret place, so most people cannot see it, but occasionally some people, she's become elderly now, and some people come to help me and they say, who is that? And so I said, yeah, so, I tell them that she's my friend and my guru, because she said, like, they always ask because there is so much light. Okay, so where is the light coming from? It's only a picture. That's what I'm talking about, super conscious living, and that effulgent being, it inhabits every aspect of life, everything, everything. I have to tell you this because there was one person, one sadhaka, who had which I presented him this big picture of this one. And I don't know why that happened, because initially I was not doing that at all. But anyway, it was just a flow. Arunachala said, give the picture to him, right? So I gave the picture. And then he's not with us anymore. But anyway, he's on earth, he's not gone. Anyway, he was there and he was this in this another place, in another apartment and everything. And he had all these pictures. And he said, Ma, I'm showing you my little shrine. He had all these pictures. But he had his ma's picture on the table flat. Okay, and the moment I saw the picture, the most light was on the picture, which was flat on. I'm not saying because because there's no me. I'm saying because I always I give a lot of discount to people, and they say, oh, you're filled with light or whatever. But I looked at that picture and I was amazed. Oh my God, where is the light coming from? That picture of this one was like so filled with light and aliveness. I've not shared this with anybody actually, but today it's just coming out for whatever reason. So this is what I'm saying. When you're in the true Satchidananda state, then you are just the sheer effulgence. The self is only one, so you are that, you know. So if this one can be like that, so what is the excuse for you all? There's no excuse, right? Because it's all the same. Same self, same everything. You know, how does the satsangs happen? I have no idea. You know, so we're having a in-person satsang in Livermore. It's close to Dublin, and our wonderful dear beloved Chris has found that place. It's a beautiful church. So we have no idea how many people are going to come. We tried, whatever advertising and things like that. So send all of your blessings and prayers. And this is the only reason we are doing this. It's all free. The only reason we are doing it so that more folks can come to this seeing and come to this, this effulgent state. Okay, that's all God wants me to do. I have no other ulterior motives. I don't have any other desires whatsoever. So the family has to go. The family will go. You know what I mean? And then we'll do the grace transmission. Thank you so much for being here. I love you all so much. Sit comfortably. Take in a deep breath. Inhaling light, peace, love. And exhale. Dropping everything that does not serve you. Recognizing the Satchidananda within. And being in that space. Not being this or that. One last time, deep inhalation. Take and exhale. Slowly come out. Take in a gentle breath, inhaling light, peace, love. And exhale. Dropping everything that needs to go. Deep inhalation, inhaling light, peace, love. And exhale. One last time, deep inhalation. Inhaling light, peace, love. And exhale. Trying to just be in the altered state even though we are coming out. Since you're all home, you can sit for a little bit longer. Slowly open your eyes when you're ready. Thank you. Thank you so much. One little thing that came up. Every moment that you sit, every moment, even for a few minutes if you're meditating, all of that is cumulative, and all of that is seen by the infinite reality within you. So nothing is for waste. So some of you is coming up when we were meditating. Some of you feel like I've been in this path for so long, and how much longer? Don't give up, because we are just trying to clear out the vasanas and rise above our karmas that are being released in this lifetime. So don't give up. Continue, because in the moment you know that you are the Supreme Reality. Remember that you are the Satchidananda, the effulgent, eternal one, and you will be just fine. Okay, thank you so much. Love you. Namaste, Jai Shankar. Namaste.